excited to be here today with thousands of proud young American patriots. You're great people. You are loyal to our nation. You are devoted to your fellow citizens, and you will always put America first. From the very beginning, America has been lifted even higher by the daring dreams of young Americans like each and every one of you, because it's a movement about reclaiming your future, rebuilding your country, and restoring your destiny, and renewing the values that are the true source of American greatness. Now it's your turn to inspire our country, your chance to choose greatness for America. As long as you are confident in your values, as long as you are loyal to our citizens, as long as you keep faith in God above, there is no limit to what you will achieve. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's have a good time, right? Let's have a good time. I'm excited to be here today with thousands of proud young American patriots. You're great people. You're great people. You're the future. You're the future. On behalf of my entire administration, thank you to everyone at Turning Point USA's Teen Student Action Summit. What a group. What a group. You've come to our nation's capital from cities and towns across America. You've given up a big part of your summer, which many young people are not willing to do, and we understand that too, but what you're doing is fun, and it's important, so important. You've paid and paved your own way to get here, and in some cases it wasn't easy, and you've done it for all of us. You've done it for one simple reason. You are loyal to our nation, you are devoted to your fellow citizens, and you will always put America first. The young leaders here today are part of a movement unlike anything in the history of our nation. There's never been anything like this. And the fake news doesn't even talk about it because, no, but when I say it, they don't correct me. They don't say, oh, he gets a Pinocchio. They can't because it's true. It's true. You know, they can find fault with anything, but they never talk about that because we won. You know, there have been some pretty good movements, and they won New Hampshire, or they won a state someplace, but they didn't win the whole ball game. And you saw what we won, and you could see it, we could feel it, we knew it was going to happen because it's a movement about reclaiming your future, rebuilding your country, and restoring your destiny, and renewing the values that are the true source of American greatness. We lost those values, and we're getting them back rapidly. We're getting them back rapidly. That I gave the commencement address at the Air Force Academy recently, and at Annapolis the year before. And they said, sir, would you like to shake the hands of all the cadets? I said, how many are there? 1,100. I said, yeah, that sounds okay. I say, do other presidents do it? Yes, they do. Do all of them? Yeah, they do. What they didn't say is they start and then they peter out and they go back because it's tough. It was really hot. That sun was beaming down. And I'm just one hand. And some of these guys are great athletes. And some of the women, they had some women in the class that their hands were very strong, okay? And they were all shaking. And you know, they're a little nervous. Maybe they're meeting the president. They're shaking strongly and, oh, sir. But you know, with shaking 1,100 hands and saluting, we're saluting, shaking, turning, spinning, they're coming at all different directions. Felt like a great fighter pilot. But I stood up there for the whole thing. I said, there's no way that other presidents have done that. He said, no, they do it, but they leave after about 50 or 60 people. I said, why didn't you tell me that? But I'm glad I did it. But I did the same thing. I did the same thing at Annapolis the year before. Great place, just great. And I shook the hand of, I think, 1,011 at Annapolis, and it's really something great. But so many of these young, incredible people, they're like you, So many of these young, incredible people, they come, sir, thank you for saving America. Sir, thank you for saving America. Sir, thank you for saving our country. So many of them. It's not rehearsed, it's just that's what they feel. And you know what? Somebody had to do what I did. It's not pleasant. We have a deep state, we have bad people, we have sick people. I watched just this morning, this Talib. From Michigan, right? It's a great state. We won Michigan. There's no way she stands for the values of the people of Michigan. But I watched her this morning. She's vicious. She's like a crazed lunatic. She's screaming. This is before she got into Congress. Who elected her? She's screaming like a total lunatic at one of our rallies. It's like I'm giving a little rally. And she starts screaming. And this is not a sane person, folks, when you look at that. And this is what we're up against. You have some of that. Now, the Democrats, I guess, are forced to embrace her, and I call it AOC plus 3. Okay? AOC plus 3. Not that AOC is a bargain, because she's not. I mean, she's no bargain. Look, I mean, we'll go into it at some point. I'll tell you all about AOC. I got more on AOC. You know, what's going on with that party, having to embrace them. And your other friend from an incredible state, right? A state that I'm going to win, Minnesota. You know that one, right? And you know why I'm going to win the state? Because of her. I almost won it last time. We came with just about a point. Because Minnesota is a very hard one for a Republican to win. We almost won it one more night. I wanted to go there one more time. I said, I'm telling you, we're going to win Minnesota. You know who thought I was going to win Minnesota? You know who thought I was going to win Michigan and Wisconsin and North Carolina? Bill Clinton. He was telling everybody, you better be careful. He told people, from what I hear, he said, the one you don't want to run against is Trump. And they said, why? Oh, no, that's good. We want to run against you. No, you don't. You know, I actually knew him pretty well. We got along very well until I decided to run for office. We actually got along. But they didn't want to listen to him. But he was the only one with the instinct. The rest didn't have. So he came back and he said, you know, he's doing very well in Michigan. You could have a problem. They said, no, don't worry about Michigan. We haven't lost Michigan in decades. And he came back. He said, you know, he was in Wisconsin or something. But he said he hears that I'm doing well in Wisconsin. They say, forget it. A Republican can't win Wisconsin. And then we won Wisconsin. Then he came back. Remember President Obama? He will not win. He will not win. Okay, he goes, liar. Yeah. Hey, did Obama get a Pinocchio? That's right. Obama said he will not win. He will not be your president. The anger was unbelievable. You know what? He's right. He was a liar. Did you give Obama a Pinocchio, Washington Post? He said he will not win. Is this true? We believe in the American Constitution, and we believe judges should interpret our Constitution as written. You'll be seeing this. We believe in religious liberty, the right to free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. Second Amendment. What a group. Look, they are in the process of trying to take your arms away. You have the Second Amendment. They will do damage to the Second Amendment, the likes of which nobody even thought of. That's where they're coming from. Just remember I said it. Hopefully they never get the chance. And that's why the election coming up, I always said this is the most important election, 2016, most important election that we've ever had. And it was certainly the coolest, that's for sure. But it was, I believe, the most important election because our country was going wrong. It was going wrong. And when you see all the incredible numbers coming up and all the success that we're having and all the fact that we're respected all over the world, we have a really good man is going to be the Prime Minister of the UK now, Boris Johnson. Good man. He's tough and he's smart. They're saying Britain Trump. They call him Britain Trump, and people are saying that's a good thing. That they like me over there. That's what they wanted. That's what they need. That's what they need. He'll get it done. Boris is good. He's going to do a good job. But we believe in the American dream and not a socialist nightmare that these people are trying to put on our shoulders. And we know that strong nations must have strong borders. And we're building a strong border against so much, you have no idea. Every time I announce, as an example, a section of wall, I get lawsuits, they sue me. You know who sues me? Congressman. I get sued by Nancy Pelosi. We won that suit. Can you believe it? I won one. We believe that every young American should love our country, honor our history, and always respect what? Our great American flag. How about the Betsy Ross deal? Isn't that terrible where they try and take your heritage away from you like that? Isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? And then you see the picture of President Obama with the same exact flag up. He should have taken it down. Why didn't he take it down? It's really very unfair what they do. They try and demean and belittle, and they're very good at it. They're better at that than they are at politics. They're better than that than they are at policy. Look at their policy. They want open borders, which means crime, which means drug. You know, I saw one of the journalists, we'll call him, who happens to be back there, I believe. Look at all those cameras. Isn't that terrible or good or whatever? Look at all those cameras. Wouldn't it be great if they told the truth? They have such a low credibility. They started off very high and then Iran, and their credibility is so low you wouldn't believe it. But that's okay. But wouldn't it be nice if they think of it? What would be if we had an honest, I don't want a media that's for me, I just want an honest media. So we have our best poll numbers today that we've ever had. Can you imagine how good our poll, with all the things that we've done, how good our numbers would be if we had just a fair media? Because they can take any, he goes 100%. Hey, who said that? Stand up. Huh? There. He goes 100%. And you know what? I like your long hair. It's very nice, actually. Good. Thank you. Thank you. That's funny. So above all else, we know this, that in America, we don't worship government. We worship God. Right? No, I'm not disavowing that. They'd like me, would you disavow that? No, thank you. The squad. No, it's very good, very true. These are the values that unite everyone in this room. These are the values that inspire hundreds of thousands of Turning Point USA members at more than 1,400 college and high school campuses in all 50 states. It's incredible what's been done with Turning Point and the job Charlie and everybody. I've met all of the people backstage just a little while ago. These are people that love our country. It's amazing what they've done, the job they've done, and in a pretty short period of time. And I was telling Charlie too, and I said it before, remember, you are not in the minority. Most people are with you. There's a young woman today, I saw her on a beauty pageant, and she has conservative values. And the pageant, which used to compete against my pageant, I did much better, but that's okay. I had the Miss Universe. This is a different company. But I sold it. I figured when you run for office, I sold it to IMG, great company. You know, when you it worked out, very nice deal too. But when you run for office, owning a beauty pageant is not the greatest idea. Do we agree? Owning the Miss Universe and Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, by the way, was not exactly good with maybe running for president. So we sold it to IMG. But what they did to this young lady was terrible. And she was on Fox and Friends this morning wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat, which was pretty cool. Each of you is coming of age at a time of unlimited possibility. It's true, better than I think ever before. Our economic revival is incredible, and it's incredible news for everyone graduating from college or joining the workforce. This is the best time in the history of our country for young people like yourself to join the workforce, because America is thriving, America is booming, and America is winning again, and winning like never before. It's never been winning like this. And we did it through a lot of hard work. It's not luck. I will tell you, if my opponent won, instead of having record stock markets and record employment numbers, you would have been in my opinion, a major recession, if not a depression. You would have gone down like a rock. Look what happened right after the election. The stock market was like a rocket ship because of enthusiasm. People wanted to have us win. It's not me, it's us. It's all of us. It's a movement, it's us. And the market won. The World Trade Organization has been a horrible thing for us. That's what built China. That and the fact that our former presidents did nothing about the fact that China was making hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And I guess they didn't see it. I mean, 25 years they didn't see it. But we see it, and right now they're paying us billions and billions of dollars, folks. Billions. And they want to make a deal badly, and we'll see whether or not we make a deal. We'll see. And we know that our first duty and our one true allegiance is to the American nation and to the American citizen, the USA. Loyalty to our people is our guiding light, it's our North Star, and our unwavering conviction. We have secured record funding to build up awesome might for the United States military, because we know the best way to prevent conflict is to be prepared for it. So, when you're strong, it's okay. They're going to leave you alone. They say, let's pass. We had a depleted military. We built up our military. We had jets that were so old they didn't fly. We had a large percentage of jets, fighter jets, that were out. We had an old Navy. We're building brand new submarines, brand new ships. We're building tremendous F-35s, F-18s. We're building a military the likes of which even we have never had, because we have to. New missiles. We make the greatest equipment in the world. I hate to mention this word, but we're renewing and renovating our nuclear arsenal like never before. And we hope to God that we never have to use it. That's what I say. We hope to God we never have to use it. A new poll you got to hear this. How about this whole witch hunt that's going on? Should I talk about it for a second? The Russian witch hunt, okay? First of all, it's very bad for our country. Makes it very hard to deal with Russia. And we should be able. They're a nuclear power. They have a big country. And we should be able to deal with them without having this artificial stuff. But think of it, only 11% in a new poll favor the starting of this ridiculous impeachment hearings that are going on. You hear about it. So I said this morning, I wrote it out, I said, let's see, because I'm watching. It goes on for years and years. No collusion, no obstruction. Oh, that's not good enough. Let's go more. $40 million. Interview 500 people. They got nothing. I could find something. I could take anybody in this audience. Give me 40 million. Give me unlimited FBI. Unlimited interviews. Unlimited. They interviewed 500 people. Listen to this, 2,500 subpoenas. They did everything. Their collusion, no collusion. They have no collusion. Then I have an Article 2 where I have the right to do whatever I want as president, but I don't even talk about that because they did a report and there was no obstruction. After looking at it, our great Attorney General read it. He's a total professional. He said, there's nothing here, there's no obstruction. So they referenced no obstruction. So you have no collusion, no obstruction, and yet it goes on, and they think this is helping them. I personally think it's hurting them. A lot of people think it's very bad for them, but it just goes on. But I wrote something out this morning on a thing called Twitter, whether we like it or not. It is a good way. It is a good way of getting the word out, because I saw Mueller is testifying tomorrow again. How many times? Two and a half years. And actually, it started practically from the time I came down on the escalator. They said, you know, he's got good numbers. We better start looking at him right away. Maybe he's dealing with a foreign country. I'm saying, what are you talking about? Listen to this. I wrote this out this morning. I said on Twitter, well, let's see. We have the best economy in history, the best employment numbers in history. On Thursday, we have the highest stock market in the history of our country. And a lot of you with 401ks. And that's not a rich people thing. The people that own that stock are people with 401ks, everything else. We have the best stock market in the history of our country. We just got the biggest tax and regulation cuts in the history of our country. Those are just a few of the things. So we have all of this, best economy, best market, best military, best VA, best everything. And much, much more. And then I say in this statement this morning, gee, let's impeach the president. I mean, you figure it. These people have gone totally crazy. They've gone totally crazy. It is sort of nuts. That's true. I guess that was a Clinton statement, right? It's the economy, stupid. Was that Clinton? We are respected as a country again. They respect us.